Good evening, everyone at home. We're now standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our first of two October meetings. Before we jump into the business of the day, just a quick reminder, this Monday, Columbus Day, Native American Day, whatever you'd like to call it, we shall be closed. Have a good time celebrating however you would like to celebrate. With that, would you like to go first? Sure. With that, I would love to turn it over to Dr. Kravitz for this month's, or one of this month's, superintendent's report. And since he has a slideshow, I'm going to move over there.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. Today is my 101st day in the district, and there were some questions about what have you been doing. So I thought it was a good opportunity to share what not only me, but central office and a lot of people out in the audience, the administrators who are here, and who are not here as well, who have been working on. So, make incremental progress. Making incremental progress, change comes not by the yard, by the inch. That's from Rick Pitino, very famous basketball coach. So we're starting little by little, okay? Where are we starting? So one of the things that I've shared with the board is we've created an organizational chart. There was one, but it wasn't very clear to the lines of communication and the lines of who is responsible for what. So thank you to Mr. Cohn, wherever he is. Oh, you're hiding, Rod, good to see you. Who helped put this together and recognize, so we know. And the reason why I do something like this is to make sure everyone understands that there is a chain of command. You've heard me say it before, is that if there's a concern, the first thing you do as a parent is always go to your classroom teacher. From the classroom teacher, you go to your principal or your curriculum associate, and then you work your way up, right? That makes sure that everyone knows what's happening, and that's where we figure out if there's a deficiency, how we address it. If you're suddenly jumping to a Board of Education with a concern, you're really bypassing everybody, and a true evaluation of everyone, including myself, is not done well. So I always remember, and that's the first thing we do, create that organizational chart. So this is a pet peeve of mine when I was hired here, which I thank you to the board. This was the document that I had to fill out. So many of you might remember from like the 90s and the 80s that there was a document that you would fill out for your application process. And when I got here, I realized how inefficient that was. And one of the things I like, my themes are always data and efficiency. And for the new people who are smiling, they know that they fill this form out, and you have to take out a pen and you fill it out. But most of the time, in most of the other schools I've worked in, and in most of the schools in Long Island, there's an electronic version of this that you would put in, and that would help you populate everything along the way, including all the way up to registering someone for payroll, as opposed to doing it by hand. The more people that touch a product, touch a piece of paper, the more errors that possibly could happen, and we don't want that. We want a seamless integration from the moment we advertise for a position all the way to when you're hired, and now we have your file fully and complete with your certification, with your experience, with everything. So Frontline is the company that we're using, that's used in many school districts around the country, that helps organize this. And again, from the human resources part of it, again, Mr. Cohn, thank you very much. And also Ivy has been doing it because this is the same program that offers teachers videos to watch if they're struggling with something. So if you're struggling with student management in your classroom, we can recommend a video for you to watch on how to benefit yourself. Those are the type of things we want to become efficient at. So you might have heard at the last few meetings we've talked about our website. We recognize that there are some difficulties with our website, and we are looking to address it. We use Parent Square as a form of communication. That, along with our new website, should help ease some of the concerns that people are hearing. We're hearing from people. Which one do I log into? How do I get that information? Thank you to Mr. Larkin in the back, and Victor and I met with some of the companies, and we're trying to figure out which is the best one, and we think we've narrowed it down. It also helps us save some money, so that there's not a redundancy of how are we communicating. Today we were at a PTA meeting, and we recognized that one of the concerns the parents expressed was, well, I email a teacher by email. Well, I contact them by Parent Square. Well, I contact the parent by Canvas. We want to be efficient. We want to make sure we know how to every parent knows how to contact the teacher, and how does that teacher respond accordingly. And for all the information, because we recognize also, there was a concern with a lot of the archived information that was on Parent Square. Just when I arrived, people were trying to access everything. Once we do this, we will have one location where all of that information will sit and everyone will have access to it. Additionally, I've been talking about assessments and SEL and data warehouse and how do we differentiate all of our instruction, putting all of that information. We have a lot of things that children are utilizing in the classrooms. They're using IXL, they're using, and they're taking assessments with NWEA. There are other programs that in the district, there's Freckle in one school, there's other programs. We want to put them all together and start to look at all the data so that we know how your children are doing. And we want to keep every parent informed of what they're doing, how they're doing, and what they need to work on if they're struggling. That's the end goal here. How do we help every child, whether you're at the top or struggling at the bottom? What can we offer for interventions that make sense and are measured, and we can adapt if they're not working? Because at the end of the day, we're here for children and help every child, every child. Thank you to the Board of Education, because when we had our retreat, we talked about creating a strategic plan. A strategic plan helps our goals for the next 5 years. That's what we want to do, so we can stay focused. One of the key components is everybody working together for a common goal. And we will embark on the idea of creating a strategic plan for the district, and we will listen to everybody's input and share everyone those goals and how we plan to achieve them. And it is my job to actually keep everyone updated. What do we do? How are we measuring our success along that way? And that's the journey. And I really am proud of the Board of Education, because when I did arrive here, the first thing we did is we had a retreat, and we shared what our goals were and what we want to do. And one of those goals, which you'll see in a few minutes, was to create a strategic plan. So I'm big on standard operating procedures. How do we do things? On a regular basis, everyone should know what is their responsibility. Whether it's, how do we post things on a website? We don't need to know the names of the people, we need to know the title of the people, right? The title of that position. It should be position driven, not, well, this person does this or this person does that. What position in that organizational chart that I just shared does what? Human resources, standard operating procedures. I've shared with Frontline what we're doing, and we continue to look at how we can become a more efficient. The Board of Education, we're talking about creating more policies and a level of transparency and updating those policies regularly. And thank you to the Board of Education for looking into that as well, because that is their lane. The board's main goal is to hire a superintendent, is to create policies and have oversight of the budget. That's really the three things that a Board of Education is responsible for. And so far, they've been fantastic working together to create that policy. Curriculum instruction, every day, Dr. Sherman is working with her staff, with the curriculum associates, with the administrators, making sure that we're meeting the state standards and how can we let every student achieve more and more. And again, as I said, the Board of Education is doing a fantastic job of oversight. So these are some of the goals that we created out of our retreat that we had over the summer. The Jericho Public Schools Board of Education will be creating a manual for the standard operating procedures for all board members. The Jericho Public Schools Board of Education will select and complete the superintendent's evaluation tool and evaluation on time. So they had signed up for a superintendent evaluation, online services that help me drive what I'm doing on a daily basis, and a fair evaluation of me. Did I meet my goals? Did I communicate? All of those things are in that. There's some district goals for this year. The school district will leverage district technology and other appropriate resources to increase community engagement and positive perception of Jericho Public Schools. As you well know, we have been pushing a lot of stuff through Instagram. Maggie Rose Melito has been doing a fantastic job. We've increased our number of followers by over 350, and we keep getting more and more hits, and we're happy to say that we will continue to grow, because we want everyone to know what's happening in our schools. The district will participate in the process of developing that 3-year strategic plan by the time it is complete. Those goals will be listed everywhere. And lastly, the district will be creating standard operating procedures for various functions within the district, including hiring practices, employee accountability, and student tracking, making sure that every student is getting every service they need. that's where we have been on day 101. So I want to say thank you, but I really want to say it's a team effort, and I really appreciate working with the Board of Education, my staff, Dr. Sherman, Mr. Cohn, Mr. Manuel, everybody here, the community, the curriculum associates, the principals, everyone, the teachers. They've just been great. And as I said the first day I got here, the smiles continue every morning when I pull up. I see all the kids get off the bus. They're very happy to come to school. We have a lot of things to do to get better and better every day. We take your advice, we listen to you, and we want to grow with you. And again, the center of our universe is your kids, they're our kids too. And we want to make sure every day we do things better and better. So thank you for the opportunity. I'm happy on day 101, I'll let you know on day 202, but I'm very happy. And I do have a joke, because I like to make jokes. So I did put rulers on there, and I heard this on the way here. Do you know they're not making 12-inch rulers any longer? Thank you very much for all of you out there. Thank you. Mr. Cronin, to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Superintendent. And I don't want to speak on behalf of the board, but I'll speak on behalf of myself, and I think the board will probably shake their head that we'd like to reiterate that there has been an extremely smooth transition over the first 101 days, and that Dr. Kravitz has been a pleasure to work with. I'm hoping everyone has found him to be a pleasure to work with, and he's been doing great with all the employees, assistant superintendents, CAs, building heads, union heads, as well as every teacher and staff member. So at day 101, we're extremely happy at day 101. We'll see what happens at day 202.
And I will one other point, I'm sorry, while I'm in that, sometimes you take the liberty to add some comment to your
Please.
Don't read the Long Island Press that says it's Hank Kravitz, it's actually Dr. Robert Kravitz. You saw that.
Old habits die hard for some people. Thank you very much for that. We will now move into, who is doing all these recognitions of the Board of Education? Anyone? Anyone? No one wants to recognize us. People left us lovely gifts. No, I think the first thing we'll start off, even though Congress is on hiatus and not doing anything, we have a lovely certificate. Even during the government shutdown, Mr. Swazi, Congressman Swazi, was able to deliver to us a certificate of special congressional recognition presented to Jericho Board of Education on the occasion of celebrating School Board Appreciation Week. So very much thank the Democrat from Long Island, Thomas Swazi, our local congressman, for that recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Swansky, for kicking us off. So next week, I think, is officially New York State Board of Education Recognition Week, but we like to make October Board of Education Recognition Month. So my colleagues from different segments of the workforce are here. Dear members of the Board of Education, on behalf of the Jericho Principals Association, Jericho Curriculum Associates Association, Jericho Teachers Association, Civil Service Employees Association, and Learning Center Instructors Association, we would like to thank you and recognize your contribution to the Jericho school community all month. In your honor, we will be awarding a scholarship to a graduating senior, which will be presented at the Senior Awards Night in the spring. And thank you all.
Thank you to all of those bargaining units for that great idea of the scholarship, and we thank you and we congratulate in advance the lucky senior who will get that on their way to college. So thank you very much for that. Anyone else want to congratulate us or bought us with gifts or things like that? No? Okay. We will close that section. We do have some gifts up here. I do not know who they're from. There's no cards, but thank you very much. If it was from the 6 units we just heard from, thank you doubly. If it's from someone else, thank you very much.
It is from the district.
The district, we thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Dolce, for putting this together. Anyone who doesn't know the person who really runs the district, Rita Dolce, the executive assistant to Dr. Kravitz. If you've never had the pleasure, you are missing. Please say hello, be great. Also, New York State School Board sent us some certificates. I think everyone has one of those. I'm sure that there are many people here who want to be heard, so now we'll move into the opportunity for the public to be heard. if you would like to make a comment or ask a question, please approach the microphone, tell us your name, and if you're representing a specific group, your affiliation. If you would like your statement to be included in our board minutes, you must hand a written copy of your remarks to our district clerk, Victor Manuel, before leaving tonight. Of course, Mrs. Levy.
The new flow chart that you have for organization, will that be posted someplace
Yes.
so that parents can see that and so forth? And just a question, I noticed that it went to you and then from you to the Board of Education. There was no loop for parents to write to the board if they had something of a concern as we've done in the past to their community members or voters to do. Is that something that you'll add, or you just want that as a real, like, tight flow chart for the
So-
future?
Parents are always welcome to email anyone they want to. That's part of their right. As far as the chain of command in the district within itself, it is important to understand that if you email the Board of Education, the best practice is for the board to then give it to me, then give it back to whoever.
Unless it's directed towards the board, that,
Right,
basically,
so if
if
there's a
it's directed
concern with
towards
the
the
board,
board,
right,
correct, for it to be, okay. That's all I was just curious, that was a wonderful flow chart, otherwise I just wanted to make
Mr. Cohen,
sure,
thank you
because
very
in
much.
past, being,
And the way things are supposed to work is that if someone disagrees, it's gone through the whole chain of command, and someone disagrees with the
Correct.
ruling of the superintendent, then you appeal to the board, not.
100%, I was just saying, if somebody just wanted to write something to the board directly that didn't, that superseded that particular flow chart, that you can write to the board without
Right.
writing to you and then say, oh, pass it up, that's,
So you can always write to the board.
otherwise you follow the flow chart.
Right, but you can always write to the board, and to Mr. Trick's point, that's the most important process, right? So if you jump and the board acts right away, they are the final decision maker, and you're bypassing that whole process.
And also, Mrs. Levy, as people don't, I know Mrs. Levy probably knows, on our website, under the board tab, you will see there's a link to all presentations that are given at board meetings. So this presentation will get posted up there in the next day or two, and I expect somewhere on our new website, there will be a separate link just to go straight to that,
Or next year, the calendar.
yeah, that organizational flow chart that Mr. Cohen and Dr. Kravitz put together. So all that information is readily available. If you can't find it, definitely email the board. Everyone knows jboe@jerichoschools.org. Any other comments, questions, concerns, complaints? BOE, I'm sorry, BOE@jerichoschools.org. Thank you, Mrs. Citron. No one wants to commend us? Okay, so we are now closing, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I have some feedbacks from parents and students expressing interest from forming a debate club at the middle school. So I would like to take this opportunity and understand what is the current process of creating and funding the student club. For example, we have a lot of gardens club, science and GSA, and all those clubs get the full recognition and support, while others, like debate, we haven't implemented yet. So can we understand and review the criteria and process to make the opportunity consistent for all type of student interest, and whether it's academic, social, or identity-based?
So with any club, there's a process, and the best thing for anybody to do, just going back to that same chain of command, is for the students to reach out to their principal. They'll explain it. Every year, there's a budgeting process that we follow, because with every club, there's a stipend for a person to be responsible for that club. So for any student out there who would like to start a club, best course of action is to always go to your principal, and there's a process. I believe the high school is in the process of reviewing, and the student representative on the board is shaking her head, because student government is responsible. They review, they create, they invite everyone to come, submit everything, and then they review it and make their decision. And again, as we have a budget for clubs in every building, it's important to recognize that if we're in the middle of our season, we might not have that particular money available for that club. But if there's a club that is going to be removed, then that's how you would replace a club. So it all comes down to budgeting, it comes down to a process. We want to keep consistent.
To expand upon the debate program, because we have a debate
Not
middle school, not at the middle school level.
I think one of the issues, just, in the high school, there's a debate class that a lot of the debate club people take their freshman year, so.
A lot of people interested in middle school, they were
I fully understand that they'll have to learn how to debate somewhere. It's perfect. Anyone closing opportunity for the public to be heard? Let's move on to new business. We have one very exciting item on the board, be it on the agenda. Be it resolved that Jericho Union Free School District retain New York NYS pool management to provide lifeguard services for the 25-26 school year and directs the board president, me, to execute the attached agreement on behalf of the board. Do I have a motion? Mr. Jen, thank you. Second, Mrs. Citron, thank you. Any discussion?
Yes.
Who takes these questions? Athletic director or facilities guys?
Well, let's hear the plan.
I want to find out, is that the only company that we went through?
This is the first time we are doing this. Normally it was staff in the past. And the staff members that used to do the lifeguarding for the community swim are no longer available. So we needed to go out to agencies. I believe we got 3 quotes from different companies. And this one was chosen, not necessarily the least expensive, but they fingerprint all of their lifeguards ahead of time. So we wouldn't have that concern that there would be someone working in the pool area that wasn't already fingerprinted.
Okay, I noticed there's like a lot of maintenance, the pricing, everything. Are we gonna use them for maintenance as well, or?
No, just for lifeguarding services.
All right, that's.
I'm sorry, Dr. Valachon was saying that's why for the last week and next week, community swim was canceled because we were having trouble hiring lifeguards or getting lifeguards. We have now, Mr. Manuel has solved that problem, and with Mr. Kornblum's assistance, we've now moved past that. And if anyone's interested, the 3 bids are actually in the board package this month. You can see the various pricings for those 3 things. With that discussion, do I have a vote? All in favor of approving? All against? Carries 4-0. We look forward to seeing everyone at Community Swim. Please sign up, bring your kids. With all the regular meeting agenda items complete, can I have a motion for the board to briefly move into executive to talk about a personnel issue and do that? Shouldn't be long. When we come back to close the public meeting, we do not expect to take any action. We do not expect to come in and do anything other than close the public meeting. Do I have a motion for executive session? Mr. Darrell? Do I need a motion to move into executive? Oh, sorry, I didn't say. Mr. Jen, thank you. Dr. Alchanda, thank you. Any discussion? Can't discuss it anyway. All in favor? 4-0. Thank you very much. Everyone have a good night. We will see you at our next meeting on Wednesday, October 29th. Wednesday, that was moved from October 30th. It's now Wednesday, October 29th for our next meeting. It will be longer then, so please bring snacks. Thank you.